Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Graham North Team Show. Thank you very much for your viewing pleasure, folks. We have most of, the majority of, nearly all of, hopefully all of, the North Team. Thanks very much. First up on the couch we have Mr. Tim Ashton. Got me a bit hot on the collar there, Mr. Ashton, with your entrance. Oh, easy. Wow, that was a marvellous entrance. We haven't had one like that since, well, you're the first person.
Okay, carry on.
So, it looks like you're a little bit of an action man there, Ash. Come down there, mate. Can you tell us a little bit about your action man? Is that part of your role at Environment Canterbury?
No, I just pretend.
You just pretend?
Mm.
Do you come to work and just pretend?
All day.
Marvellous. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you pretend to do in your role at Environment Canterbury?
Well, I try to pretend I have some knowledge of the RMA.
And I've heard something about these four little letters, EIRS.
Yes.
Can you tell us what EIRS means?
That's ERS.
Yeah, and what does that stand for?
It stands for exiting inside the right shaft.
Right. You heard it here first, folks. EIRS means exiting out of the right shaft. That's how much Ash knows about his job. Thanks very much, Ash.
Yeah.
Now, another little ditty I've heard about your job is that you like to take younger boys up to Loch Katrine. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, I prefer to think that I just showed young men a proper path in life. Something a little bit different. Another way of thinking.
Dressed like this, I see.
This is normal.
Right. So, now, can you tell us a little bit more about the less physical part of your job at Environment Canterbury and the North Team?
Well, luckily, under the highly structured management we have in the way of Nathan Doherty and his able-bodied assistants, I'm able to access all the information I require in relation to the RMA and dispense it in a way that the environment will benefit and the public that we serve will have a good respect for Environment Canterbury.
My goodness, I could see how you got that job, Ash. If you said that at the interview, you must have really just,
Yes.
Impressed. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So next on the couch we have another valued and rather good looking member of our team, Stephen Gardner. Great to have you with us, Steve.
Great to be here, Graham.
How are you going?
Good, thank you.
Now just be careful not to sit too close to Ash there. I hear he takes some young men up to Loch Katrine. Easy there, you two.
I've heard that as well.
But, so have you actually been up there with Ash?
I did take a trip up there with Mr. Ashton. It was a fantastic day.
I can see the familiarity with the Just the once though.
Just the once,
Right.
the once.
Easy difference. Right, Steve, so we've had Ash the action man here. I heard you have a bit of action in your life too.
Well, I don't know if it's anything on Ash's kind of action.
Can you tell us a bit about your action life outside of work?
I deal with, outside of work?
Yeah, outside
Oh,
of
right.
skiing.
Oh, I try to do a bit of skiing over winter. Yeah.
Yes, we've, many of us have been sitting at our desks wondering where Steve was. And he was up the mountain skiing.
Fortunately, great team leader, Mr. Doherty, is very accommodating.
Oh, a little bit of greasing. Good work on the greasing. Right, so what main parts of the North Team do you look after?
I look after Stormwater with Jill and Blair and the very friendly and lovely demolition contractors of Christchurch.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I've heard
They've
about
been,
that.
yeah, keeping me busy this year.
Yes, they have. I hear you've been doing a very good job with them.
I try.
So does your work intersect with Ash's much at all?
If ever I need some muscle on the job, I give Ash a call.
And I'm sure he's happy to oblige.
He's always happy to oblige.
As well as being good looking, and friends with Ash, and a skier. We've heard that your monitoring hours are excellent. How do you do it all, Steve?
I don't even know that.
Tell us about your favourite consent holder, Steve.
Favourite consent holder? There's so many. There's so many.
Stop it. I'm sure you can think of one.
My most persistent complainant this year and most annoying site has been Windstones. Old West Coast Road, yeah. But we're getting that sorted slightly.
And what would you like to say to all the Windstone people watching this program tonight?
They're getting better.
Always the charmer is old Steve. So for our next guest on the Graham North Team show, we have one of our longest serving members, Mr. Blair Gray. Welcome. Take a seat.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
Thanks for coming, Blair. So we have you on file as being the Stormwater King. King Blair, they call you, of Stormwater.
So I've heard, yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you got into stormwater, or as we call it in the TV profession, rain?
Rain, yes. Well, it's not so much rain that's the issue. It's when it hits the ground and generates a bit of sediment and it flows off into our waterways. That's when it becomes a problem. And I guess I got into stormwater when I first arrived. I had the privilege of having Richard Purdon as my team leader.
Oh, yes.
And Richard thought that I quite enjoy all the calculations and the technical difficulties with stormwater.
And was he correct?
Yes, actually it's good. I do enjoy it.
Oh, very good. And so is that how you've become the king, is from your good calculations?
No, it's because I've been here for a very long time.
Right. Now, we have heard that there was one little incident that you had. You're supposed to be experienced in rain, but we heard that you were out with our intrepid team leader and you got stuck in the rain in a car.
No,
Can
actually,
you tell us a little about that, please?
Fiona, I wish to completely and utterly deny the fact, any rumour that Nathan and I were out in the Suzuki Vitara decided to test its wading ability. There is no truth to that whatsoever, that we're out of self-rain range and we've got the car quite damp.
Right, so if any one of us here watching looked up the Environment Canterbury Mango system, we would see nothing in there about this incident.
I think as a theoretical exercise, maybe Nathan and I did indeed...
Right, like a practice.
As a practice,
right.
To see what reaction we would get, and the reaction was swift.
Right. Thanks for that, Blair. And just the last question for you,
Sure.
Mr. Gray. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, no worries.
Now, we've heard that you have other business ventures going on, and you have 3 children and a family. We just wonder how you do it all.
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. Yeah, I have got quite a bit going on. I think one of the good things about working in the North team is we have got quite a good team leader who does allow a bit of flexibility in our day. That's true. And I think it's one of the good things about our job is that we do have a bit of autonomy and a bit of flexibility. And provided we do our job and do it well, yeah, it's good.
Thank you. Well, you're not the first person to grease up the team leader in this.
Hey, no
show.
greasing.
Oh,
I didn't
Stephen
even see
Gardner
here.
did the same thing. So there's a bit of love, there's a bit of bromance going on here with the old team leader.
Oh, look.
So it's good. Right, thanks, Blair. Now we have coming up another senior person in the team, and that is Miss Jill Jenkins. Very nice to see you. Take a seat.
Hey, Jill, good to see you again.
Yeah, it's great. Right, Jill. Now you have been here a long time, but even longer than Blair, you're actually in another part of Environment Canterbury, the consent section. Now, can you just give us a little background and tell us why you haven't gone back to the consent section?
I just love it here so much.
There's not going
place
to
to
be.
be.
There's not going to be more Nathan love, is there?
I don't want to grease that much, but no, it's a nice spot to be. You know, I've done my time in the consent section. I've written what I can, and I'm happy to be out in the field now.
Marvellous. So there's no career progression to go back there at this stage.
Not on my mind.
Now the other thing that you're known for, Jill, is that you've got a bit of a genius child. Jill's had a child, Isla, how old's Isla now?
She's 2.
She's 2. And Jill's training her early, and she's got her dressed up, and she's even taking her to work. So, and we've got a little photo that will just show up there. This is Isla at work. Here we go, folks.
Very good. What a great photo, Jill.
Oh, thanks, Blair. Good photographer too.
Oh, shucks.
So, you two haven't had any mango incidences between you, have you?
No, I can't say I'm responsible.
I know. I wasn't meaning that, but anyway. Right, enough of that. I think we'll now invite another blushing member of our team to come forward. Now, she might not fit on the couch, but she'll perch on the end there. I'd like to bring down to the couch Sylvia McCaslin. Nice to see you. Now, Sylvia, you just got back from holiday, and I must say you're looking radiant.
It's a long drive in from the Pigeon Bay office, my friend. It's a long drive in.
But you've just been overseas on holiday, and
Visited all sorts of war-torn countries. Israel, Syria.
Possibly the good complexion. Did you have a bit of a holiday?
Oh, there was a lot of sun there.
Bit of romance, perhaps?
Well, I couldn't tell you what stays on tour. What happens on tour stays on tour.
Right. Yes, so looking very refreshed, and I must say the hairdo is a...
And especially done overseas for you.
So how was your holiday? What was the best part of your holiday?
I have to say, looking across the across from Israel into Syria, it's fantastic. Seeing the change in scenery that's happening as those bombs rain down, quite spectacular.
And I'm guessing you thought of us all back here while you were watching that scene?
A lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, constantly.
Well, we were thinking of you.
Constantly.
And another question. So, what are you most looking forward to getting back into work?
Well, I'd have to say processing water data.
Right.
That's the top one for me. Just can't wait till that new data rolls in. Is it 1st of July? I think it's 1st of July. Can't wait.
I've heard that you love it, and I know that Blair and Jill have tried to give you work, but you've said no, loving the water data.
Sorry, love the water data. Keep the water data rolling. Love it.
Good to hear.
Oh, well, thanks for. I know that you've just got off the plane, so thanks for coming in.
Awesome.
Marvellous.
It's good to be back. Looking forward to getting back into the grind.
All right, well, thanks very much. So we've got Blair, Jill and Sylvia. Big round. Right, the three of you. Now, I've just read the latest Connected, and there's a new thing that we have to do, micro pause. So I just want us to do it all together. It's called the stop, drop and shake. So if you all just want to stand up and just stay close to the couch, please. Now pretend that you're standing at your desk typing if you do. Right, ready? Stop! Stop typing. Drop the arms. Shake the arms.
I see. Fantastic.
Marvellous. Now we're showing everyone how to do this at home, and it worked.
Do it at home.
This is the stop, drop and shake. Ready? Once more. Stop, drop, shake. Oh,
Fantastic.
I feel so much relieved. Oh, thank goodness.
so next up we have two of our newer members of the team. We've had the old cronies sitting on here. We've got two of our new ones. So come on up, Ian and Paul, please. It's me first, then the crowd. Hey?
Oh, sorry.
Right,
Sorry.
that's all right.
Sorry.
Take a seat. Now, everyone out there has heard of the X-Men. Well, these guys aren't the X-Men. These guys are the Airmen.
Oh, great.
Pretty good. Now, both these men have got aliases, actually. They're not. We don't usually call them by their first name. So we have Paul is called the Silver Fox. Ooh. Now we wonder why that is. Just look at him and wonder no
I think it's the hair. I think it's the hair.
I think it is the hair. So can you tell us, Mr. Silver Fox, a little bit about how you got to ECAN and what you did before?
Well, I saw a job advertised in the paper and my wife said, I think you can do that, Silver Fox. So I put an application in.
Did she
and
want to get you out the house?
I think so. Yes. She's not retired yet, so I had to go at retirement once, but it didn't work.
You didn't like it?
No.
Well,
no,
we
definitely not.
sure appreciate you coming back.
Oh, thank you.
Now, over here, Ian, apparently, his nickname is not quite as nice as the Silver Fox. Apparently you're called the Rubber Man. Now, so you quite like being the Rubber Man, or you sort of moved on? Did you want a clean slate?
I found some more burning issues, so
you didn't see burning issues?
yes, I've been involved in the environmental side of things.
Okay. Good work.
With smoking chimneys.
Yeah, so you guys, we're calling you airmen, but what does that mean? What are you actually doing in your roles?
Well, we do anything from educating people how to operate their burner to telling them off for doing things wrong.
Yeah, so you're actually helping to clear the air in Christchurch.
Yeah, help meet the air standards that are coming in 2016 and 2020. But it's a struggle.
It is a struggle, but I mean, if anyone can do it, you two can.
But anyhow, I've got my new tool,
Yeah.
so I think we'll.
Well, we've heard about this tool.
I
Now,
think
can you
we'll be
tell
able
us?
to work it.
You can tell us
I
a
think
little
we'll
bit
be able
about
to
how
do it.
this tool works.
Yeah, well, this is a digital imaging camera.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Have a
see,
look,
and
yeah.
you can have a look there. And see, if you have a look, there's a wee pointer. See on the wall over there? I don't know if that'll show up, but see that pointer there?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyhow, one day I was practicing in the office, you see, and I thought, well, I've got to find the hottest thing in the office, because this reads right up to 200 degrees.
Yeah.
And it automatically went round to, landed on Jill's nose.
Right, thanks for coming in, guys. So we'll know that if we see you around Christchurch with your Autometer, you might get lots of people running out of their houses. Measure me, measure me.
That's right. Chance would be a fine thing.
You won't be measuring, just check us. All right, thanks very much for coming in.
That's our pleasure.
Thank you.
That's our pleasure.
Next up on the couch, another very interesting and rather mysterious member of our team, Rob. Rob, come on down. Good to see you, Rob.
Are you ready for this?
Hey, just have a sit. You can sit here. So I just want to tell a little story about Rob before I start questioning him. When he first started, we went to the pub and we were having a bit of a drink, and I sidled up to him and said, "Hey Rob, how are you? What's going on? Where have you come from?" And Rob said, "Absolutely nothing." And I thought, tough crowd. So I tried again, you know. I think I tried maybe what's your favourite movie or something ridiculous. Nothing. Got nothing back. So we're still sort of on the mysterious end of Rob. So I'm going to try and ask him some questions, but we'll see how we go, eh, Rob? You see what I mean? So, Rob, tell us a bit about yourself.
Why?
See, here we go. What about some of your gardening? We know you're a big gardener.
Only in the summer.
Only in the summer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I
Good
have.
enough.
Yeah, but I have had pumpkins from you and tomatoes excellently, and there is a way of composting that. Can you tell us a little bit about your worm farm or your composting?
Bacteria farming.
Bacteria farming.
I farm bacteria.
You farm bacteria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worms eat bacteria.
Worms eat bacteria.
They pee a lot.
Worms pee. There we go, folks. We've got it. You've heard it here first. Worms pee a lot. Thanks, Rob.
That's right.
Maybe can you tell us a little bit about the consents you monitor within the North team?
Cow shit.
Cow shit.
Or cow poo.
Do cows poo a lot?
Yes, a lot.
Do cows pee a lot?
More than chickens.
More than chickens?
More than Roger.
Less than worms?
Yes. No, maybe not.
Right. And so you quite enjoy the cow poo monitoring?
It's good visits. Yeah. On a fine sunny day, it's lovely
And
to.
you chat away to the farmers?
Yes.
What else have we got about Rob?
And here's the search going.
The search.
Yeah, your search.
What for?
Mr. Fiona.
Oh my goodness. It's a bit personal. Seamus. Caught me on the back foot there, Rob. I'm not searching, I'm just waiting until they come to me. You see? That's
Okay.
probably why nothing's happening.
So you're not active.
Hum all ye. Hum all ye. There's no line. There's no queue. There's not even anyone knocking. Oh no. Right. You've embarrassed me. That's enough for Rob. Right. So, second last member of our team, for your viewing pleasure, please welcome Chris Elsmore. Come on down, Chris. Good to see you.
Oh, thanks, Fiona.
Have a seat next to Rob. Hopefully he won't embarrass you. Like he embarrassed me.
You can teach us a few things, can't you? Eh?
Now, on this afternoon's program, we've had the Stormwater King, and now in Christopher Elsmore here, we have the Odour King, the Smell King. Can you tell us about some of the worst smells you've ever smelled, Chris? Work-wise, please. Work-wise.
Right.
You don't want to know about what everyone's going to do, though.
Right. Okay, I was just going to bring my recently dearly departed mother into it, but I guess anyway, Gelitas certainly stink. Going through the pits at Gelitas is a memorable experience for most people, and Capitoni's got a bit of a whiff about it, and it's all sulphurous, sort of
Yeah, we've heard
ammonia's.
that if you really want the full ECAN experience, you can go on a Gelita tour with you.
Yeah.
Many people have come out with upset stomachs and a new revelation of how lollies and stuff are made with gelatin. Yes. So so with smelling all these smells all day, do you go home and have trouble with cooking and all those kind of smells at home, or what? What's the deal? You just cut it off when you get home and you're sweet.
I have zero tolerance for smells at home, really.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because it's so, you don't want to bring your work home, do you?
It's true. So overly
Doesn't get me very far though.
So overly sensitive at home. So what other? We've heard that you love Coco, the database, the consents database. We've heard that you were sort of one of the most in love with it out of everyone, really.
Yeah.
How did that love affair start?
Oh, but Coco and me, it's just sort of naturally sort of fell into each other's arms, really. It's quite a beautiful system,
It is
as
a beautiful
everyone knows.
Yeah.
Elegant, that's what I think the texts
Right.
call it.
Jeepers, you do love it.
And yeah,
I do hear, because I do sit next to Chris and I do hear him singing its praises, really. I mean, you just...
and just remember that it's not okay to punch your keyboard through the screen of your computer. It's never okay.
It's never okay. And no means no.
No means no.
Yeah, that's right. No means no. Well, that's marvellous. So how long have you been in Environment Canterbury now, Chris?
4.5, 5 years, I think, yeah.
And it's lucky to have you, I've got to say.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks very much to Rob and Chris. Big round of applause. Couch, we have one of the longest serving members of the North team, Fiona Nicol. So Fiona, you've been here. You've been one of the longest serving members of Environment Canterbury and the North team. How have you managed it, considering your previous work history?
I'm not quite sure how I've managed it, Graham, at all, because my previous jobs, probably the longest was 2 years. That was at the chicken factory, and then I was rather random. Ash, wouldn't think that I was a little bit random, but
No.
a little bit random. So, Environment Canterbury's been a good employer to me. That's all I can say.
Great having
And Fiona, tell us a little bit about your dress sense. Often people want to know where you get your inspiration, and how other people or you could possibly look like a bag lady, but you managed to pull it off and not look like a bag lady.
Well, I just like to say, I just get up in the morning, and it is something I think about, but I do it when I'm home by myself. It's not like I only do it when I'm coming to work. I like get up and I get dressed and put stockings and hats on at home, and just have a good time. I think it's just part of the enjoyment of life, dressing up. But some people have said to me that only I could pull it off, because other people, could look like bag ladies or whatever, So somehow I do tend. Well, I think I pull it off. I think that's the main thing. Is that I think I pull it off.
Are they work shoes?
Well, these actually, Ash, were the ones that I wore in the earthquake. When the earthquake happened. And one of my main worries with the earthquake was that I was going to step and get liquefaction on the new shoes. It was one of my main worries. Not that anyone was dead. Liquefaction on my gold shoes, mate. Silk shoes. And another question we have from the viewers that came in through our email is, was it a career choice to get into human poo? Or was it just a natural evolution from chicken poo? We've heard that you used to work in a chicken factory before you came here. Tell us a little bit about that evolution. Do we have to talk about poos? We do have to talk about poos. No, it's not something that you go to university thinking about, is it, Ash? You don't go to university and think, I'll stay.
I just parked in university and drove through it.
Oh, did you? You don't think, well, I didn't go to university and think, I'll look after human poos. That's not something that you just make a career choice out of. But for some reason, my first job was chicken poos, and then I came here and they said, oh, you know all about chicken poos. Can you deal with the human stuff? So that's it was sort of incremental moving up the scale like that, but I'm right up there now. I mean, Bromley wastewater treatment plant, that's like 600,000 people's poos. So I'm right up there. I'm right up there.
And human poos are bigger than chicken poos.
Yeah, they are the big fish. Yeah, they don't stick together quite as well. And another question here, Fiona, from our viewers. There was a lot of talk when you first got a pig called Roger, and many people thought that Roger was actually a man. But he wasn't. He was just a pig. Apparently he has no more. So can you just tell us a little bit about his demise? And another viewer question is, did you eat him? No, I don't want to talk about Roger. It's too... this is hard for me to talk about. Did you hear what happened to Roger?
He was a pig of a man or something?
He wasn't actually a man even, he was just a pig. Yeah. But everyone thought he was a man, because I kept talking about him so much, but he was just a pig. He was a cool pig, but yeah, let's not talk too much about it. But he is no more. And no, I haven't eaten him, for all of you out there who want to know. I gave them all away to other people to eat. So, folks, we have the last serving member of our team, and I think the very, very longest serving member, this guy. Come on down, Ken/Yoda. So, just bringing on now the newest member of our team, I think only one day old, Julia Russell. Come on in, Julia, thanks. First of all, before you sit down, because you're new in our team, you have to practice the old stop, drop, and shake. Ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Typing. Stop, drop, shake. Oh, doesn't even look good. Right, take a seat. So, Julia, tell us why you wanted to come to the North team.
Oh, that's a hard one.
No, it's not.
Well, I've been staying on the Central team for a year now, and heard too much fun happening down here, so decided I need to come join.
Yes, that's what we thought. No, it's great to have you. So you've done mostly rural stuff in the Central team, and you wanted to come here just for a bit of a change.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what have you got yourself into so far on day one?
I have no idea.
Right. Yeah, there's a few housekeeping things that you've just been getting yourself into, but it's all part of moulding yourself into a new team environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we're really lucky to have you, and welcome.
Thank
and
you.
We look forward to interviewing you in another 6 months and seeing what your new stories are then. Thanks very much, Julia. Okay, so now we're at the segment of the show, and it's time for the red chair. And who have we got today? What's your name there, sir?
Nathan,
Nathan! Where are you from, Nathan?
I'm from New Zealand.
From New Zealand?
Yeah, I'm from Christchurch.
From Christchurch,
Yeah.
New Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds marvellous. I hope you've got a good story for us tonight, because I've got a new red chair lever, and it's very, very powerful.
Oh, good.
If you go with the story.
So, I was doing a compliance monitoring inspection, and I went onto a site that's a tannery, and the man there, whose name was Clive, he showed me around, and I noticed there's all sorts of mess all over the place, and I was very worried about this. And there was a big bath inside one of the buildings where he was washing some lambskins, and and when I asked him about how he emptied how they finished processing the lambskins and stopped it going out the door and into the stormwater, and he said, well, we just empty it down here. And I said, well, he said, it's just water, and so I was like, really, is it just water? And he said, well, look, and he puts it into this great big washing bath with the paddles going around. It all looks pretty nasty, and there's all these lambskins. He puts his hand into it, and I was like, oh my god. And then he said, do you want to go?
Right, that's the end of our show, folks. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank our very efficient producer, director, editor and sound guru, Milena.
Yes, who we all love and whose beauty is only exceeded by her intelligence and her charming Polish accent.
What accent?
Public service announcement.
Yeah. Saturday the 21st of June at the Sumner Clock Tower at 9 AM. It's the shortest day. We're going to run into the sea. Now last year I put the notice out and one person turned up, Nathan, so if anyone else turns up we get more than one, it's 100% improvement. So it'll be nice to see you there.